Hey guys, it's Bro Uack. The end of Season 4 is finally among us. Time to end the saltiness. It's time to end the triggerness. It is finally time to just end it all. So some of you guys might not have liked Season 4. Probably you guys didn't meet your goals, or maybe you guys did meet your goals. I just want to know what you guys' Season 4 experience was like, because I'm going to tell my Season 4 experience, and if it was a terrible season, just as a whole, not even from my experience, or if it was one of the best seasons of all time when compared to the other ones. Now, just to forewarn you guys, I only got to play Season 3 and Season 4, but I feel like I got a good general understanding of how Season 1 went. Pretty much it was just the coin flip meta. Whoever got on attack for the coin flip pretty much won the game. And then Season 2, it was the Beyblade meta, because you had Ana that was finally figured out, oh my god, she's one of the best healers in the game, and you know, everyone wanted the Beyblade with the Reaper with the Nano Boost, or maybe they wanted the Nano Soldier, whatever the case may be. So again, I know it was a little bit deeper than that, but I feel like the last two seasons are what's kind of matters as terms of the growth for Season 4. But let's talk about my Season 4 experience and what happened with me, because I managed to work my way up to Masters 2 times on 2 different accounts and managed to stay there for pretty much the last leg of the season. But how did I do it? What did I do? And how did I prevail? How did I get past the Transformer meta that was at the beginning of Season 4? What did I do? Well, you're gonna find out right here, right now. So like many of you guys, I was hyped for Season 4 because I just wanted to get Masters. That was my main goal, was just to get Masters on one of my accounts. It was fine if Girl Uack didn't, but I just really wanted to get in that tier, get my 2,000 competitive points. So I finally started Season 4, and like many of you guys, I was met with the Transformer meta. Pretty much it was just Bastions everywhere because he got his buff where he got the Ironclad ability, and this was totally broken for I think like a good 2 weeks or whatever. Pretty much his Ironclad ability reduced his damage by 30%, and that might not seem a lot, but when he's transformed into his turret form, bruh, he would not die. People would just pocket him. You would always see a Mercy, you'd always see a Reinhardt protecting him. You would even sometimes see a D.Va, and that's also another thing. D.Va got a huge nerf to her, to where she was still usable, right? She's still a great hero, but she wasn't as overpowered as she was back in Season 3, where she was just had 400 armor and then 200 health. Now it was 400 health and 200 armor, but she's still a great hero nonetheless. But she was just outshined because, well, Bastion would just melt people, and you always needed that hero. Now, I never like to say you need a hero. I never like to say you need a Lucio, you need a Reinhardt. But in this case, if you didn't have a Bastion, bro, you were gonna get melted. So this is where I started to learn Zenyatta, because the best way to counter that is a 30% damage boost when a Discord was on him. So that's where I just started to play Zenyatta, because hey, we need a Zenyatta, we need a Genji, we need a Tracer. I was kind of good with Tracer, but you know, someone was already playing Tracer or whatever. So I started to play Zenyatta a little bit, and that honestly helped me climb a little bit through the rankings. And then I started playing my placement games, trying to get past this Transformer meta. I wasn't about to play Bastion because I felt more comfortable playing other heroes. So I just said, hey, if you guys agree with Bastion, let's try it out. If not, then that's totally fine. We can totally get past it. So I started to play my placement games, and I got placed around, I think, very, very, very low diamond. I have to look back. I think 3,050 or whatever. So I was pretty happy because, hey, you know, I got placed around 3,300 last season. I'm going to be able to climb. And then soon enough, I think 2 weeks later, Bastion got a big old nerf, and he was out of the meta at that point. You know, if you pick Bastion, people were still on edge. But beforehand, if you pick Bastion, it's like, yes, we have someone that loves to play Bastion. We totally needed one, but now he's just out of the meta totally. So for the first half of Season 4, it was just kind of back and forth. I wasn't anywhere close to Masters. I was just more or less on the lower end of Diamond. I was winning some games. I was losing some games. I would win 5, lose 4. I'd climb a total of 20 SR. I felt like I was worthless, just like how my girlfriend... I'm sorry, I play a lot of Overwatch. I'm trying to pay the bills. She doesn't... She already left, man. But even though I was at a standstill for my personal experience, as terms of the whole season, after the Bastion nerf came into play, and this was also before the Lucio kind of buff and nerf, that whole entire wave of buff and nerfs came into play, I felt like it was probably the most balanced and most diverse hero cast. Now, some of you guys might disagree with me. Maybe it's a little bit different at the lower ranks. Like, no, we totally always see a Bastion still. We totally always see a Symmetra. Whatever the case may be, I felt like you started to see a lot more heroes that you wouldn't see in the previous seasons, i.e. Season 2, and specifically in Season 3, because in Season 3 it was a pretty set forth meta. You always saw tanks, you always saw a soldier, and you always see an Ana and Lucio. But now I'm actually able to play my main. Now I'm actually able to play a little bit more different heroes that I never got to play, like maybe Pharah to an extent or whatever. So each and every single hero had its place, and it was allowed to take its place in Season 4. And I think that's what's so great about the season, is that you weren't really tied to a single meta. Like I mentioned before, it was the tank meta in Season 3, and then in Season 2 it was the Beyblade meta in Season 1, well, there wasn't really a set here. Actually, in Season 1, you were able to play multiple heroes, so you actually saw a lot of like Genjis and whatnots, but I think Genji was the most prevalent hero because they were able to get team wipes. Either way, we're really not talking about Season 1, we're just more or less comparing. Overall, I think Season 4, now again, people are going to disagree with me on this, but I think it's the most balanced season that we've seen throughout the whole entire history of competitive Overwatch. You don't always have to play a certain type of hero. We saw the addition of Orisa that was kind of supposed to be an anchor tank, polar opposite of Reinhardt's, where she can be a little bit more mobile and a little bit at more range with her gun, but also still give a barrier. So we saw the addition of Orisa. Did it completely change things? Not really, but if someone was really good with Orisa and learned the in and outs of her, I feel like she could have made a huge difference because, one, we're not used to Orisa. We're not used to a mobile hero that can give out DPS and also still give out the barrier. We're only used to Reinhardt. So we saw the addition of that. Did it change the meta? Not entirely. But now going back to me and my experience, this is around like I think the middle of the season, close to the end, when I finally started to see progress, when I finally started to just climb the ladders. And I always give this message, you always should stay positive. It's gonna take time. It's not gonna happen overnight. I always see these videos, oh, I climbed to Grandmasters in 2 hours. That's not gonna happen for a majority of us, right? A majority of us, it's gonna take like maybe 3 weeks to even climb a tier, maybe 4 weeks if we want to even be a safer bet. Overall, at the end of the season, that's when I started to see the most growth, but I think this is where I started to see the most diverse hero selection for me personally. I not only played the Mei, the Soldier 76, and the Zenyatta, I also started to play Lucio, and I even started to play Tracer here and there, and even a little bit of Roadhog, even though lots of people like to roast by Roadhog. I totally understand it. But go easy on me, man. I'm fragile. I'm a fragile human. It's because I started to play just a lot more heroes that could fit a team composition if maybe Mei or Soldier 76 for whatever reason wasn't working, especially Lucio. And this is also the time when his buffs and nerfs came out, where his radius for his heal and speed song got reduced, but his DPS got increased. And the thing about me is I'm a kill-hungry type of player. If I'm gonna play a hero, I want to get kills. That's why I just don't do that well with Reinhardt. I know you can get kills with him, but it's just a lot slower. Even with D.Va. D.Va is still a kill-hungry hero, but it's a lot slower. At least with Soldier, when you're hitting your bullets, it's gonna kill really, really fast. When it comes to Mei, you're getting damage when you're freezing people, and then her icicle, bro, it's just gonna kill instantly if you shoot it at the head. So it's heroes like that that just do extremely well. Previously with Lucio, it just felt like I wasn't getting enough kills. Here and there I would still play him, but because of that buff slash nerf, bro, I was able just to still get a lot of kills and still help my teammates even more. When it came to Mercy, I was only healing people, and I felt like I wasn't doing enough towards the team. Now I had to have good faith with my teammates if they were to get a lot of kills. I have to have faith, like, okay, you know what you're doing, you know how to play your Soldier, you know how to play your Roadhog, I'll help sustain you if you promise me you're gonna get kills. But when it came to Lucio, I not only healed them, sure it was a little bit slower, well, even with his buff it healed him even faster, but not only that, now I'm able to wall ride and still get a lot of DPS. That's just what I love about Lucio, and I think that's what I have to pay homage to my biggest climb towards Masters. So now it's the very end of the season. I think it was in a 3-week span when I finally hit Masters on Bro You Whack, and then I finally hit Masters on Girl You Whack. I think that was like a couple of days ago, and yes, I managed to hit Masters on Girl You Whack. So anybody likes to say, oh, you got carried into Masters. If I can get into Masters on 2 different accounts, I think I can sustain on my own. And also, they were all solo queue. I play all my games mostly with solo queue. Here and there, I would find maybe someone who did good in the game, and I would invite him to play with me, and then we go for a couple games, but then I hop off because maybe I have to eat dinner or whatever. So I managed to work my way up to Masters, and right now currently I can still climb, but on my main Bro You Whack account I'm at 3,790, and on Girl You Whack, which I'm probably not going to touch for the rest of the season, I'm at 3,515, I think, or whatever. So I'm at low Masters on Girl You Whack and pretty mid-high Masters on Bro You Whack. So honestly, I never thought I'd be able to hit Masters. When I first started to play Overwatch, this is where like a corny sentimental thank you comes out to you guys. But when I first started to play Overwatch, I never thought I'd be able to hit Masters, but I just prevailed. I just stayed positive. And honestly, positivity, as corny as it might sound, it really does help. It brings the team morale up just a little bit. But honestly, I just kept on playing, just kept on improving. improving, and that helped me out so much. And I never thought I'd be able to hit Masters, let alone in a single season, but I still managed to be able to do it. And it's all thanks to you guys for helping me just improve myself as an Overwatch player, and also just to learn different heroes. If it wasn't for me just learn different heroes, I don't think I'd be able to hit Masters. And I think that's the biggest key thing that I can give you when wanting to just climb the tiers. Learn a bunch of heroes, try to practice your craft for your main heroes, i.e. for my case, Mei and Soldier Standard 6, and you will be able to climb. So anyway guys, season 4 was a wacky one, but still nonetheless a great season for me personally. I know some of you guys hated season 4, but this is where you guys can prevail in season 5. So I will make a video of what you need to do in season 5, and that'll come in the future. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what your season 4 experience was like, and I'll see you guys later. I love you guys, and bye.